In this encounter, the host of the 401 Files YouTube channel, a lone explorer and paranormal investigator, leads us deep into an English woodland that already feels wrong before a single step is taken. His goal is simple: document any strange activity as daylight bleeds into darkness. But from the moment he enters the trees, the forest seems to resist him. Even Lily, his loyal canine companion, senses it. She moves cautiously, uneasy in a way that's impossible to ignore. The woods lie in North Yorkshire, a region steeped in old legends, folklore, and whispered sightings that refuse to fade with time. As he pushes deeper between the trees, he notices something deeply unsettling. There are no birds, no insects, no wind, just a suffocating silence that presses in from every direction. He mentions having recently watched Dog Soldiers, and standing here now, surrounded by shadow and quiet, the line between fiction and reality feels dangerously thin.
This forest just seems very devoid of life. I mean, I know it's winter, or the back end of winter, so times have been hard for the birds and stuff, but you'd expect to at least hear one bird or some kind of wildlife. There's nothing. So I recently watched Dog Soldiers for the very first time. Now, there's going to be a lot of people here on the channel throwing things at the TV right now, saying, How did you make it this far into life without ever seeing Dog Soldiers? Especially given the things that I talk about. But no, I did. About a week or two ago, I thought I'll sit down and I'll watch Dog Soldiers. It was really entertaining. I liked it. Yeah, I'm starting to seek out these things that people keep talking about, because a lot of the time I don't really have the time to watch these things. But with it being the festive season and over the Christmas period, once the kids were in bed, I thought I'm going to watch this. And now standing here in this woods, you're right. A lot of you over the years that have commented saying you wouldn't be in those woods if you'd seen Dog Soldiers. Well, I would, but it's definitely giving it a new feel.
As night approaches, the discomfort tightens its grip. His investigation follows a method he learned during his time in the military, the transition phase. Instead of flooding the forest with artificial light, he allows his senses to adapt naturally as day dies and night takes over. He explains how important this is, how easily shadows beneath the canopy can twist roots and stumps into human shapes. Before moving forward, he prepares his equipment, an EMF meter to detect unexplained energy spikes, plans to attempt direct communication if anything is present. But the moment he explains this, something goes wrong. His equipment begins to fail. The screen glitches violently, flashing white. His phone starts behaving erratically, despite being fully charged and weather-sealed. It's as if the forest is reacting to his intentions.
So my plan, or the intention for today's video, is to wait for nightfall, get myself backed up into a corner somewhere in this woodland, and bring out the EMF reader for a little bit, have a play around with that, and openly ask some questions to any energies, any entities, or anything else that we're unaware of here right now with us, and see if we get a response. A lot of people might laugh at that. A lot of people might think, oh, you're just talking a load of hocus pocus, stupid stuff, but the results say otherwise. And that, along with many other people's first-hand accounts, leads me to believe that there are things that we can't see, there are things that we are living amongst, that we can't just explain what just happened. Just as I said that, the screen's gone all weird. I'm not sure if that's showing up on the actual recording, but where I'm looking at myself on the screen now, half of the screen has just gone completely pale white.
With his GoPro refusing to power on and Lily growing increasingly distressed, unable to settle, the situation worsens when she vanishes into the darkness entirely. An hour passes without her. Alone, surrounded by silence and malfunctioning gear, he makes the decision to leave. But this story doesn't end there. 2 days later, on Friday the 13th, he returns. This time, he's committed to finishing what he started. He heads toward a riverbank, believing it to be a natural pathway for anything moving through the forest. That's when the light dies. His flashlight cuts out instantly, plunging him into darkness. He He loses his footing and tumbles down an embankment. Disoriented, scrambling in the dark, he realizes something terrifying. While his torch gives him only a narrow view, whatever is out there can see him perfectly. He tries to stay calm, but the vulnerability is overwhelming. Then the howling starts, low, distant, wrong. When he later replays the footage, he becomes convinced the sounds aren't just dogs.
Sorry guys, I was going off on a bit of a tangent there, but I feel like some of what I spoke about just then was necessary. I'm getting some noises coming off in the distance now. I'm not sure whether keeping the light on is a good idea or a bad idea. I guess that's a good question. Would anything be curious of the light, or would it stay well away from the light? Who knows how these things work? Like, who knows? What the hell is that? It's okay, Lily. It's okay. That is at some distance, but Lily, come. Lily.
With Lily's fear unmistakable and his own anxiety reaching a breaking point, he decides to retreat. He makes it clear to viewers that nothing is staged, nothing is exaggerated. What they're watching unfolds exactly as it happened, moment by moment. There are no clear answers, no proof captured on camera. But the forest didn't stay silent without reason. Between the failing equipment, the unnatural quiet, the howls, and the overwhelming sense of being observed, the warning was clear. Something was out there, hidden beyond the reach of the torchlight, waiting, watching. In October of 2023, the YouTube channel Out There ventured deep into Mount Hood National Forest, drawn by persistent stories of Bigfoot said to stalk the region. Their objective was straightforward, yet unsettling. Spend a full 24 hours in the wilderness, using every method available to search for signs of whatever might still be roaming those woods.
We're giving ourselves 24 hours to locate a squatch, which is why we've enlisted the help of a professional Bigfoot hunter.
So how many Bigfoot hunts have you been on so far?
This is my first one. Oh. Now, to give us the best chance at seeing a Bigfoot, we'll incorporate 5 major tactics into our scouting plan, starting with aerial surveillance.
Okay, so we have a brief window of no rain, which is rare at this time of year in Oregon. So we're going to take the opportunity to fly our drones up to do a little aerial reconnaissance. Our hope is to scope out the woods that's in front of us in order to find an area that we can go out on foot looking for a Sasquatch. Yeah, what are you seeing?
Whoa,
that is so wild.
There's like a big open patch right there. There's a creek over there.
If we work our way out south a bit, we could work our way toward the water. I feel like there's somewhat of a, I don't know if it's like game trail.
It's awfully wide. I bet it's a logging trail.
Maybe I should cut down. It cuts through the woods pretty good. So it gets super dense in certain spots. And maybe we can cut into a few of those. But I think we start on that game trail or like old logging trail and like branch off from there. And maybe we make our way toward that creek you saw. Because most creatures need to drink water, right? We can't get a whole lot of detail from above just because there's so much tree coverage. We're better off going on foot.
The forest felt vast and unforgiving, an endless stretch of trees closing in from all sides. Silence dominated the air, broken only by the slow creak of branches and the heavy sound of footsteps sinking into damp earth. Even the smallest details felt wrong. The narrow trails, the thickness of the trees, the way sound seemed to hang instead of travel. It felt less like exploration and more like being quietly pulled deeper into a place that didn't want to be disturbed.
So we're going on foot from here, which means the dogs need to stay back. We don't want them to blow our cover. We need to be stealthy, and they're the farthest thing from that. So we plan on hiking out probably a couple miles. That means we got to place at least a pin so we're able to get back to our base camp. One of the main ways people try to communicate with a Sasquatch is by tree knocking, which is just taking a piece of wood and hitting trees, and it could be like in a pattern, or it's a way of like getting a head count of the area. So we're gonna harvest our own little dead tree here to use as a knocking stick, and then head out and start making some signals. While we're walking through here and hitting, we're also looking for things like, scat.
It's a big turd.
What do you think it is?
There's a bear out here.
Wild, weird footprints, maybe. Whoa, definitely looks like a heel. And then strange tree breaks down trees, things that don't seem natural.
Did you hear that high-pitched noise?
Yeah, it was a squeak. Could have been a tree. Do you hear that?
Do you hear that? Oh my God. That was like a... Whoa, that was so weird. That was so weird. That sounded real.
Well, this tree is kind of moaning, but that was a different sound.
That sounded like a deep, guttural, didn't it?
When night finally fell, the forest transformed. Darkness swallowed the trails. Shapes lingered just beyond the edge of vision. Movement appeared without warning, then vanished just as quickly. Every sound carried weight now, each snap of a branch or distant rustle demanding attention. In the pitch black, it became nearly impossible to tell where imagination ended and reality began.
So I'm just looking for any flashing eyeballs.
What if we see red beady eyes?
Yeah, that's what they say, right?
We're going in an opposite direction, kind of.
I really just hear something over there. Like, not playing, I actually just hear something over there.
I don't know.
Did you not hear that?
What did it sound like?
Like something smacking around, or I don't know. Maybe a branch fell, I don't know.
We're going in an opposite direction of our trail cams. So this is like new territory. We didn't go this way earlier today.
We don't really know what we're looking at.
I do not want to be here. I feel like I have to focus on the camera and not on like what's around me. heard something over there. Like a knock.
Like a knock?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Out there, surrounded by endless trees and oppressive silence, belief and reality press dangerously close together. And once that line began to blur, the question of what might be hiding in the shadows refused to let go. In June of 2025, YouTuber A Tiny Nomad believed a quiet cabin retreat would be the perfect place to reset between long stretches of travel, a brief pause from the road, a place to rest. What she didn't know was that her search for peace would spiral into 2 sleepless nights, each one heavier than the last, soaked in creeping dread. The warning signs were there the moment she arrived, subtle, easy to ignore. Like many solo travelers craving isolation, she pushed past the discomfort, telling herself it was nothing more than nerves. Still, something about the property felt wrong, not dangerous in any obvious way, just off, as if the cabin didn't want her there.
I feel like I'm in an enchanted forest or something.
That fragile calm shattered during what should have been a quiet evening of reading. A sound came from behind the cabin, not random, not natural, slow, intentional, the kind of noise that makes your stomach drop before your mind can catch up. In an instant, the place she hoped would protect her no longer felt like shelter.
Well, I've been laying in bed reading for like half an hour, and I just heard this like loud knock. It came from the back of my cabin, and it scared me to the point I immediately jumped up and started looking all around the windows to see if I could like see an animal. I was like looking for maybe a bear, because there is bear around here, but I couldn't see anything. I mean, I can only see out the front of my cabin, but I'm just feeling like weird and like on edge now, especially since to get to like the kitchen in my car, I have to like, it's like a trek. I mean, when I say a trek, it's about a 5-minute walk outside my cabin, but I have to completely walk through the woods. Like I can't see my vehicle from here. It's just like weird that I heard that knock, because I was already having like creepy vibes yesterday. I didn't show this to you guys because I didn't want to like overreact. I don't know. I was like, who cares? But like now that happened, I'm like, there's like this camera on the porch and it looks weird. It looks old, but I just was like, why is that there?
As she explored the property, the details only deepened her unease. Features meant to offer comfort, instead, formed a disturbing pattern, one that quietly confirmed what her instincts had been warning her about from the start. This wasn't just a strange feeling anymore. Something was wrong with this place.
I mean, I don't know. The camera definitely looks like it hasn't been used in a very long time, but it's like, why wouldn't they just take it off? Why is it there? It just adds to the creepiness of this place, in my opinion. I don't like it. I also just discovered there's a shower here. So I was like, why do they have these towels right here? Like shower towels. And then when I walked outside, they have an outdoor shower that's completely open right there. but I mean, it's completely open. Nothing covering you. They couldn't install like a little curtain right here just to like close off the shower. Otherwise, I'd be stripping and I'd be completely naked. I don't know. I know this property, there's a house right up there. Like,
By the second day, the tension became unbearable. The isolation she had paid for now felt suffocating. There was nowhere to escape the thoughts, nowhere to feel truly safe. The fear lingered, constant and unresolved, until she finally made a choice. Survival mattered more than the plan.
I feel like the whole reason I rented this property was for like peace and tranquility and to de-stress. And like I've been more stressed in the past 2 days than I have on my entire trip. And I honestly just really miss my car. I actually even considered leaving a day early because I was so stressed out yesterday. Like, I didn't feel comfortable here. Hopefully today will be better than yesterday. Yesterday, I was just so stressed out here. I did not realize I was going to be so separated from my vehicle with all my food and everything. I imagined I was going to be able to drive right up to the cabin and just have like easy access to my vehicle. It makes me realize how incredible my vehicle is because I miss it right now. But I am really enjoying this scenery, and I'm going to try to ignore that creepy camera that's in the corner.
Sometimes the road teaches a hard lesson. Safety isn't always found behind four walls and a locked door. Sometimes the only real protection is trusting your instincts and knowing when to leave before whatever's wrong decides to make itself known. If you appreciate well-researched, real-world encounters like these, consider subscribing for more stories every week.